Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 9th and 10th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline Comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish, they're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kilber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline.
All right, everyone, welcome to Wednesday Wham. I'm your host, Kasisi Harris, and we're going to do the roll call right now. To my right, Rob, why don't you take it away, introduce yourself?
Oh, well, Rob Davis, venerable artist, or artist of Twilight Grim, now appearing in previews for Order this month. We'll talk about that some more, and we'll have some really good information from that young lady down there in just a minute as well. But yeah, I'm a longtime whammer, and as usual, we're going to have some fun tonight.
That's right.
And I'll pass it off to that way.
All right, Martin, take it away. Oh, you're on mute.
Hey, hi, I'm Martin. I'm also one of the co-hosts on Wednesday Night Wham. I had to skip out last week, but I'm back this week. I'm the colorist on Wolf Hunter, the wonderful comic that's about the Second World War, and it is a doozy. I am working on Wolf Hunter 2, and I'm hammering out pages as we speak, so hopefully we can get that done really, really fast so that we can get that out the door so people can get issue number 2.
Nice. Haley, what's going on?
All right, hi, I'm Haley Martin. I do the art for Bear, and I'm also the colorist for the Rejects and the Obsoletes.
Nice. And Barb, take it away.
Hi, guys. I'm working on a top secret project. You can there. That's how much I'm showing of it. It's Rob's pencils. So that's what I'm working on tonight. As we count down for the final, final minutes of Divinity, we have less than 40 minutes to go, and we are 103% funded. But we could certainly love to have like 110%
That's right.
If we can reach it in the next...
Everybody join in. This is an opportunity here. Definitely.
Yeah, in the next 35 minutes or so, if anybody wants to jump on, this would be an excellent time to go. There is still original artwork left. So I would definitely, if you have been eyeballing something for some time, jump on and get it now.
And Barb, really quickly, let's say I'm new. I'm just joining the stream tonight. Yeah. Can you tell me briefly, I mean, what is Divinity? Like, what is that?
Divinity is a story of an 11-year-old girl who loses her parents to mysterious circumstances. And her brother, Zach, is sent home from the Marines on a hardship discharge. He doesn't have a choice. So he's kind of resentful because he wanted to make the Marines his life. He comes home and he starts to look into the deaths of his dad and stepmom and discover there's something really hinky about it. And about that time, he discovers that his little half-sister has the ability to heal by laying on of the hands. And he figures that that's the reason why the parents were killed. And that's confirmed when she's kidnapped by bad guys.
Yep, bad people. Yeah,
bad people who want to use her talents for their own gain. And in this issue here, he and his associate, Corporal Olivia Barnes, who was under him in the Marines, they have teamed up to rescue her. It's not going to go smoothly. So in order to find out what happens in this 4-issue arc, you have to get this issue number 4 before we start the next 4-issue arc. And it's kind of plays out like a road show. So even though we have this overarching theme of this evil cabal who's trying to constantly get their hands on her, they're on the road, so they'll run into little subplots along the way on the road while they're on the run.
Quality story, good art, a lot of hard work went into this book. So, man, even though it's 100% fun to get your hands on a copy, because it's definitely not a copy that will disappoint you. So,
thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Why are we here tonight? What are we going to talk about? Right? We're going to talk about, so the original title tonight was Silverline Sidekicks, but I kind of broadened that. So we're not just going to talk about sidekicks in the traditional sense. We're going to talk about duos, trios, not whole teams. We're not talking Avengers. We're talking about when 2 or 3 heroes come together, right? Or 2 or 3 people come together in a comic book. What are our impressions of them, right? And what we pick that title up. Now, you all as Silverliners know a little bit about these titles, but I want you to approach this as if you are walking in your local comic book shop. You see the new title itself, right? You walk up, hey, there's a book with 2 folks, 3 folks on it. I want to understand what draws you to it, right? And then we're going to score it, right? Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you would, as a buyer in a local comic shop, walk up and grab that comic. All right? What turns you on about it? And what, maybe leaves you a bit lacking when you see it. All right? So in a couple seconds rather, you're going to see some images, and we're going to go a step at a time. All right? Image at a time. And I'm going to ask you guys to comment. So let me bring it up. 1 second. Almost there. Boom. All right, 1 second.
You're kind of putting us on the spot there, bud.
I am. I love it. I'm putting you on the spot. You're going to be fresh eyes, right? So try, at least at first, try to avert all the knowledge you know about the characters and approach it like you just walked in a shop, right? That's right. If you like what we do, join the Madness Entertainment Group. 1 second. Let me share the screen.
Can I ask a question first?
Ooh, yeah. I don't know. Depending on what the question is, I may not be able to answer. But what is it? What is it?
What is the definition? The Webster Dictionary. Dictionary definition of sidekick.
Yeah, that's what before we get into the pictures, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna Google.
All right. dynamic duos and trios. So we're going to talk about that. And now, Barb, you stole my thunder.
Oh,
Like,
I'm good at that.
When we think of a sidekick,
because I am the lightning.
when we think of a sidekick, Rob, what comes to mind? What's the difference between a sidekick and, let's say, co-stars?
A sidekick is originally, as I understand sidekicks, was like Robin for Batman, like Speedy for the Green Arrow, like Bucky for Captain America, Toro for the Human Torch. They were originally created to be an endpoint into the story for the young reader. They could picture themselves being the young sidekick of the superhero. So that's what sidekicks originally meant. And I would give an example of a partner, as in Captain America later with the Falcon. I don't see the Falcon as a sidekick as much as I see him as a partner. And Daredevil had first, I'm blanking on her name, the sword wielding woman, Elektra. Thank you. I see her as a partner rather than a sidekick. And he also Daredevil also worked with the Black Widow, and she was not a sidekick either. She was a partner. So that's the kind of things that gives my definition of what those two things are.
I just saw Elektra yesterday in Wolverine or Deadpool.
Oh, you can't spoil it for folks who haven't.
I'm not spoiling anything.
I have not seen that yet.
People don't expect that. You can't say that.
Well, it's been out for a little bit.
I know it has.
And Jennifer Garner looked damn good.
I'm wondering.
Oh, they brought Jennifer Garner back for that?
Look at that. Mark didn't even know it, Barb. Mark didn't even know it.
I'm wondering where the
I didn't have a clue.
For that woman, you know?
Well, I'm not going to tell him.
I'm intrigued by the fact that. Go ahead.
She wasn't the only one they brought back, but I'm not going to spoil the rest.
Good.
I just whet your appetite.
There you go.
Very good.
Not the only one.
Martin, you agree, disagree? Sidekick definition? What are the elements?
The sidekick is the target. You stick out there, and you say, okay, yeah, all right. There's the bright, colorful character. Go
damsel in distress,
and we'll
bait.
Bait. Yes.
Sidekick.
You're going to use a child for bait?
Robin, go stand over there in your bright red outfit. Stand on there. Yeah. Okay. Attract their attention, and I'll sneak in behind. Yeah.
And then Child Protective Services comes by because you're child endangerment.
Oh my God!
But in the sidekick in the superhero sidekicks universe, the kid does it on his own volition. That he does it anyway because he wants to. I think Rob's definition is pretty spot on. I also think that there's a little element of bait.
Well, and the fact that they're usually, underpowered, naive, right? Their mistakes are exposing, or offering exposition, right? We have to tell you why you're wrong. Right?
That's right. You just made a really, really good point. I think half of the reason that comics needs a sidekick is so that our hero can exposit to his young naive.
Right.
So Watson to Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Watson is a sidekick, even though he's not a youngster. He's a sidekick. He's not as intellectually gifted as Holmes
So
is.
Sherlock is always explaining to Watson how he figured out what he did, so the audience can find out for themselves.
Yeah. Again, it's the entry of the common reader into the story. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Barb. Anything to add on that, or
I do.
Okay.
According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a sidekick, which is a noun, by the way, is a person closely associated with another as a subordinate or partner. So it does say they can be a partner, but it would be the lesser partner.
Yes.
Say, you know, you don't have your name on the sign at the law firm, but you are a partner. You know, so you're the lesser partner.
Interesting. Very interesting that they put that in there, the dynamic that they can be a partner, but the relationship needs to be a superior to a subordinate relationship.
Yeah, because Batman and Robin are more or less partners, but Robin is definitely the subordinate.
Right.
Yeah.
And the word sidekick also originated back in like 1870 or something like that as a slang term for pickpocket.
Sidekick
in the pickpocket slang. Yeah, it was the kick apparently was a pocket on the front of your trousers, and it was like on the side, and it was the sidekick. Don't ask me.
All right, Haley, what you got? Anything?
Yeah, I think everyone covered. Yeah, my first thought was like, yeah, usually the sidekick's younger, and Rob covered that. And then the fact that the main hero is like the boss, and then the sidekick's usually subordinate. That's pretty much what I was thinking.
and the thing is, most people consider that, you know, at first when you think of the sidekick, you think this naive person, but that doesn't mean they can't have an arc. That doesn't mean they can't grow out of that. And Robins are a good example of that, right? They start off as a sidekick, and then they get this life of their own. They take off kind of on their own. So
and move to Bloodhaven.
All right. So in a few moments, we're gonna start to see some images, right? You are approaching this as if you do not know these folks. You walk into your local comic shop, right? Yep. Tell me, and I'll go down. We'll ask what we like about them. Thank you, boss man.
Thanks, Roland. I think you need new glasses in my case, but okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting here all hot and sweaty, and
we're gonna go through what you like about them, and then you got to give the thumbs up and thumbs down. But we got to go through what you like about them first, right? Or what you think needs improvement first, and then we'll come back around for the thumbs up, thumbs down. All right. So Rob, you're up first.
Yeah, you put me here for a reason. Yeah, you're gonna make me do this stuff. Okay.
Cape Town. Now this is Seismic, or at least at this point, we know him as Seismic and Recon. You may not know a whole lot about these two characters, right? Yeah. You just approached it.
Give us a quick rundown.
You flip open the book. Oh, go ahead, Bart.
Can you or Martin give us a quick rundown for us and the audience?
So I want you to approach this as if you're new.
So,
I don't want to.
So I'm walking up to the counter or the wherever the comic books are displayed, and I see that cover.
Yeah, and
the cover grabs me. I mean, and it does. That's a good cover because it's got a Batman-like character in armor, and it's got another character crouched in front of him, and I'm going, okay, what's up with these guys? I mean, the guy, it looks very, very dramatic, and in Cape Town, the name is kind of evocative. But this is a town full of caped superheroes. It's a city of superheroes. So what is it hiding? Okay, those are questions. Well, I kind of need to know. So I pick it up and I open it up and I look at those first few pages, and I see there's a lot of action going on. So, okay, yeah, I've got a few extra shekels. I'll lay them on the counter and take this one home just to see what it's all about. So,
okay, so yeah, don't give your rating yet. Okay, but it sounds like you give it a thumbs up, but you didn't give it a rating yet.
Go ahead, don't give it a rating yet?
Not yet, because I want to come back.
Well, first, I can't rate it because I haven't read it. So,
Right. Okay. All right, Martin. You looked at this cover. Did it draw you? Are you intrigued?
I'm 50-50.
Why? Why are you 50-50? This is good.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And don't get too detailed in the art. Is not hard.
No. So okay. So the main character, the guy in black there, he kind of grabs you like, what's the deal with this guy? He's kind of mysterious and trying to figure it out. But I just find that the logo isn't matching the tone of the book. But that's me. So, however, on the flip side of that, not necessarily putting together the fact that it's a city of heroes. I'm curious as to what's going on in Cape Town, South Africa. So that might. Why are there superheroes in Cape Town, South Africa? Although it probably doesn't take place there, that's kind of what
it draws you to it.
Went through my mind.
Well,
so I would definitely.
But the sea is a cape, so it's not Cape Town, South Africa is like the Cape of Capricorn. It's not that kind of cape. So this is capes.
That's how I when I initially heard this, that's how I took it, because I've been to Cape Town and it's a very cool place. But yeah,
rating.
I would still pick up the book and flip through it to take a look at what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No rating yet, so you can't tell me whether it's thumbs up or thumbs down. You were 50-50, and you named both good points, bad points. Not bad points, but points where it could be improved for you as the viewer.
Yeah.
All right, Barb. You walked up to the shelf. You see it.
First thing I get the impression of is the dark figure standing over Recon, Seismic, looks very commanding and imposing. And since Recon is in a subservient position to him, I would, right off the bat, I'm thinking Seismic is the main guy,
Protagonist.
and Recon is his partner or subservient partner, lesser partner. But I wouldn't necessarily call him subservient, because he's a full-grown man with all the muscles and everything like that, right?
Right.
Very muscly, and but he's still in. I get the feeling that he's the lesser partner, not a sidekick, but a lesser partner. And he's not the one necessarily calling the shots. That's my first impression just by looking at it.
Really
he's not a kid. So I would say maybe Seismic is a mentor, but he's mentoring a full-grown adult.
Very good. All right, Haley, you're up. You walked in.
Going last. All my things get said again. Yeah, I had like some of the same
I'll
thoughts.
Mix it up. I promise I'll mix it up.
Yeah, the black figures, like, it kind of has some Batman vibes, especially on the second page with that big panel of his cape swooping down, like the Batman.
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah. He seems like kind of a dark, mysterious hero. And then again, I was thinking, the poses really stand out to me. They're dynamic, and you can tell both characters have kind of different personalities from either of them. And it makes me kind of wonder, like, okay, is Recon the sidekick? Because it's hard to tell how old, like if they're the same age, but Recon's definitely an adult, so he doesn't seem like, the teen sidekick role, and he is like positioned lower and crouched down than Seismic. So it does make you kind of wonder, like, are they what's their dynamic? And maybe is Seismic, is he even a good guy? Maybe he's a villain, because he's kind of, he's got the dark colors and is kind of standing over the more colorful hero, although he does have the Batman look too. So maybe he's like a darker hero. There's a lot of
questions.
You guys are picking up on a lot of good stuff. I'll let you know something afterwards. But now, this is the thumbs up, thumbs down. All right. So, Haley, you went last to give your opinion, but I'm going to ask you first. You see it, right? Now, I know people have their favorite genres, so I get that. But if you kind of numb that a little bit, is this something that you would give it a try? You would put your shekel down?
Yeah.
You would. Thumbs up for Haley. Okay. All right. Thumbs up. What about you, Barb?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely get the Batman vibe off of it, and so that's a strong pull.
Oh, and he's got a car too. I didn't even see he's got a Batmobile.
He does. He does.
He's got a seismic mobile.
All right,
Yeah.
Martin.
It's a thumbs up.
Does it live or does it die?
Okay. I'm a little bit of a cheat here because I actually read the book. So how do I temper my answer? Can I temper my answer?
I mean, right now you're giving.
Okay, so my initial reaction to the book was a thumbs down, but then after actually reading it, it's a thumbs up.
Well, but what you're saying is if you walked in the store not knowing anything about it, right?
Yeah.
You would not give it. You're giving it the thumbs down. You're saying your initial impression, it didn't draw you. It's like turning on the TV and seeing something for 5 seconds and it doesn't draw you, right?
But see, now I have to throw in a caveat here, and I'm a weird animal when it comes to comics because I'm willing to pick up almost anything. Like I will look at indie books, I will look at other stuff, and I'm almost willing to give everything a shot. So.
But you just said that
my initial reaction was a thumbs down, but
which doesn't mean the book is bad.
But it wasn't like a total thumbs down.
No, and none of these books are bad. So thumbs down doesn't mean, oh my gosh, that's garbage. Why would I ever pick that up?
So
it just means that from the elements in there, it didn't draw you.
So, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we'll I guess we'll stick to the guns with a thumbs down, but.
Okay.
It's actually a thumbs up in the end.
A good book regardless of our first impressions. It's a really good book.
Yes.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, what usually draws me to a book is the creators that are on it.
Oh, okay.
Who's writing it or who's drawing it. And if I don't know them, but I'm still intrigued as I am with this one. I mean, I know, isn't this one of Brent's books?
Yes.
Yeah, Brent Larson. Yeah,
great.
I know Brent. I've met him here on Wednesday Wham. He used to be a semi-regular here, and I like his writing. So that's my step in the door. And then once I start looking inside the book, if it's got really decent art, really action-packed, and I'm going, yeah, okay, this might be worth picking up. So it would be at first it's it's Brent, so it's kind of up. But the artwork does it, so yeah, fully thumbs up. So that's how I buy comics is usually by the creator, somebody who's had a track record in my estimation, especially the writer. That pulls me in, and then if the art is good, then I'll go with that. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's the artist that draws me in, and then I'll actually kind of look around and I actually read a few pages rather than just look at them in the store and get an impression as to what the book is. So this one, I didn't need to do that. I saw it looks like it's pretty action packed, and knowing how Brent is, it's probably worth getting. So
it is worth getting. Good book. Good book.
Yeah, worth picking up.
All right, and if you're listening in, folks, and you got some comments, make sure you put it in the comments section so we can put it up there. All right.
Oh, and by the way,
comments are always useful.
15 minutes to go on the Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, get it. Get your copy of Divinity.
Yeah, open up another window and go over and pick up the book.
Here we go.
Sniper and Rook.
Sniper and Rook. You walk in. Martin, we're gonna start with you. You walk in. Right? Walk in.
Right off the bat, just like Cat and Mouse, and I probably just spoiled one of your things, walked all over it again. The name Sniper and Rook, you get the instant feel that they are partners. No one is subservient to the other, just in the name alone. And the fact that the gal is standing tall and proud, even though the guy is kneeling down, he obviously doesn't look subservient at all. But they look like they're equal partners, and I really like this cover.
Yep.
Really like this cover.
Okay, so
are you going to show us? Are you going to show us inside pages or just the cover?
Not for some comics, but not for all comics, right?
All right. So based on the cover alone on this one, I would pick it up.
Ooh.
Yep.
Right away. Why? Tell me why.
Well, I would pick it up and look at it anyways. So
Yeah, it would get your attention.
Why? Why did it get your attention? Is it just the guns? Is it the
no, I think it's the just the solid art, and then the way the solid art and the way the Rook character is portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
They're very powerful.
And Rook, for those of you who don't know, Rook is the
girl. Yeah. So there's an intrigue here that is kind of like, oh, what's going on here? So I would pick it up and look inside at least.
And again, I want people who are listening to use this, right? Because they're going to be hopefully creating on their own too. And it's important to know, hey, what pops immediately if you're drawing a cover, right? If you're writing something. So, okay. So we heard from Barb, Martin, Haley, what you got?
Yeah, I think it's really eye-catching, especially like the angle, and then the fact that both characters kind of stand out the same way, because like the guy is in the front, but he's kneeling down, and then the girl's standing a little farther back, so they both kind of take up the same space. It is really visually interesting. The only thing I don't like is I feel like the logo title is a little too small. But I don't know. But the art is so nice. I don't know where else he would put it without like, moving them down, I guess.
I also noticed that the artist used the classic tilt the page just slightly to give it an off-kilter feel. Yeah. It gives you a sense of kinetic energy when you do that.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Really what do you? Oh, go ahead, Haley. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, I think I already said that. Yeah, it's like dynamic, eye-catching. Yeah, there's like not, there's a lot of like kind of more muted colors like grays and stuff, but it doesn't look boring. Like there's enough kind of pops of yellow and orange to really keep it.
Good point.
Yeah, interesting. It's good.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and then since I'm last year, Haley hit a couple of points that I would agree with. Number one being that the logo is way too small. It should be it should maybe be broken up into two pieces, Sniper and Rook, and maybe put in two different spots. But meaning this particular image, it's so powerful. I understand why it was used, even though it doesn't allow enough room for the logo. It really is eye-catching. I would like to see a few more pops of color on the costumes, just to make it come that much more, but it does get your attention. This would be an iffy one on the stand for me. I mean, I know I've talked to the writers, so I have an idea what this is about, but the cover alone isn't getting me, except to pick it up and go, okay, well, I'll take a look inside, and then I would probably read a little bit of it to see what it's about, and so it would get me to pick it up. It would get me to pick it up.
So then, Rob, if we were to go right now to thumbs up, thumbs down on initial.
On this one?
Yep.
Yeah, again, not seeing the interiors. You don't have any of the interiors here.
No.
So I would have to, without seeing the interiors, at this point I'd be thumbs down.
Okay.
I would have to see inside.
Okay. And then, Barb, it sounded like you were thumbs up. Is that
I
true?
am thumbs up because I just the characters alone on the cover are enough to draw me in. Oh, and Rob, I just finished page 11. I'll be dropping it in Dropbox.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah. All right, Martin, were you thumbs up?
Yes, I'm a thumbs up.
Okay, I got
you.
No,
Barb was thumbs up. Yeah. Me, would I actually pick the book up? Like as in to buy it? It would. Yeah. I would pick it up to look inside of it, but then I would need to know what's inside of it.
Tough, isn't it, Martin? Yeah.
All right. If I had a couple extra bucks in my pocket, then I would do a thumbs up.
Okay, thumbs up for Martin. What about you, Haley?
Yeah, I would definitely pick it up to look at it. It's hard to think. It's like, oh, how many other things am I buying in this hypothetical situation?
Make this your only buy. Say this is your only buy.
I'll say thumbs up. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting.
Okay. So for the most part, we got thumbs up for these. All right, let's go on to the next one. Oh, here we go. It has the problem we talked about a couple years ago. And there's no text to give us any kind of content. Yes,
we have started putting text on the front of our comics like they used to do in the old days.
And we'll see some of that later. We'll see some of that.
Yeah, and this one's got some on it. The Champion of Fury has some. So yeah, but I think that's very useful in helping you get a better idea what's going on, having that text. Okay.
All right. So Haley, let's start with Martin this time. Martin, we're gonna start with you.
You're gonna start with me?
Yeah, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna start with you.
Well,
You walked in, right? So ignore these interiors, but you walked in and you saw this cover.
I pick it up to look at it.
Okay, so it got your attention. It was like, okay.
But like I said, I tend to look at everything. So.
Oh my gosh, Martin, you're making it so hard. You're making this hard. All right, so you're picking it up. Is it the colors that drew it to? I mean, I noticed that you thought that Sniper and Rook, which was dark, had a lot of muted colors, was good, and now you're looking at this one. This drew you. I mean, is it?
To me, this would be just like. This would be more out of curiosity as to like, oh, this is something different that's on the shelf. I wonder what's up with this. But there's nothing that's really standing out to me here that would be like, I must pick this up. But this would be more of a like, because I'm a random browser and I'll just pick at stuff, right? And then so I'm like, oh, what's this? I haven't seen this before. Let's take a look. So that's how I would approach this one.
Okay. All right, Rob. What about you? You see it. What do you think?
Well, I'm always intrigued by female characters, female fighter, especially fighter characters with either martial arts or whatever. And I'm using the knowledge I've gained on this show. We talked about Miss Fury a few episodes back, so I have a kind of an insight as to what that character is kind of about. And she's an interesting character. And then opening it up and seeing Peter Clinton's artwork. I would definitely pick it up and look inside, and I'll give my thumbs up or thumbs down at the end.
Right.
But, this got the cover got me to pick it up. The character got me to pick it up. Not even looking at who's writing it, just because of the characters. I picked this one up. And is this one? Who did this one? Roland. Okay, I was thinking Roland had done this. But so I know it's going to be well written as well. So
I was just going to toss this in. If I was completely new to this as a character, I'd be like, "Why is Catwoman called Miss Fury?"
Right.
Pick it up and look at it for that reason.
I could see that too. Yeah. All right, let's do Haley first. Haley, you pick this up. Do you pick it up? You see it? Do you pick it up?
Maybe. Yeah, I would say this. Yeah, when we turned it over to it, we were talking about like, oh, they don't have enough text on the covers. I feel like this one maybe has too much. Maybe it's because I can't like see it all, but I don't know what it says in the green circle. I'm like, does all that need to be there? But at least the title is nice and big at the top.
It says because you demanded it straight from the pages of Cat and Mouse, the Champion and Miss Fury together for the first time. That's what's in that circle.
Yeah. So I guess, but at least like it doesn't cover any of the characters or anything. But yeah, and I wonder like if I had it in front of me, if it would be different, because like looking at it on the screen small, like if you kind of squint, like Miss Fury sort of like blends into his pants because they're both kind of like dark blue, and it's almost like you're like, wait, are there two characters there? Like maybe if you looked at them as silhouettes, like they wouldn't be separate enough. But their poses are interesting. Like his pose on its own is like very powerful, and who's this guy? What's this comic about? So yeah, it's kind of a mix for me, I guess.
Okay, and then Barb, we're gonna end it with you.
Okay. If I knew nothing at all about this book and it was just strictly looking at the cover, the first thought that came to mind was it's Nomad and Catwoman. But and the second thing is if I knew nothing about the characters, I would think she's the subservient or sidekick
because of her positioning.
Her positioning, yeah, and he's kind of standing over her. Now,
would that be a turn off?
I don't Well, I'm kind of a weird female in the fact that I'm not necessarily drawn to female superheroes. I want to fall in love with my hero, so I usually go for the men.
It wouldn't be a turnoff, even though
it wouldn't be a turnoff. I mean, I like Black Widow just fine, you know.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't necessarily be a turnoff. And once I opened up the book and looked at it, it would immediately be apparent to me that Ms. Fury was not the subservient, but just by going by the cover alone, that's what it strikes me.
Okay. All right. So Rob, thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up. Thumbs up for Rob. What about you, Martin?
Well, after I pick up the book, because I was trying to figure out why Miss Fury was Catwoman, then I would look at the interior art, and this would be a thumbs up.
Okay. Barb?
This one is going to have to go
thumbs down, I think.
Woo!
Okay. Okay. Why?
Sorry. Well,
no,
like I said, because I already know what the book is about, I would definitely buy it and read it. But as a newbie walking into a store, which is the whole premise that you're pitching to us here, I would be turned off by the subservient woman. Even though I like male superheroes, I don't like my women to be weak.
Yeah, weak in appearance.
Yeah. It's one of
my to be a partner,
biggest,
not a sidekick.
Yeah, one of my biggest arguments is like in horror movies when the female like hits the monster with a frying pan, bonk, and momentarily dazes him and then runs screaming. And I'm going, hit him again!
Yeah.
Don't just knock it down. Knock it out.
Yeah. All right, Haley, what you got? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, it feels bad. I don't want to be mean, but yeah, I've been too positive so far. I guess I'll say thumbs down. But because maybe the cover wouldn't grab me, but the inside is really cool. Like especially that second page. I love the layout of the panels on there and all the sound effects.
Yeah, and again, the coloring on the cover doesn't work as well as it should. I don't know who did that, but it's because the Miss Fury kind of does fade into the champion. She doesn't stand out.
She kind of gets lost.
You know.
And again, these are all great books. So even though we're saying thumbs up, thumbs down on an initial response, these are all great books.
Yeah. I'm speaking. Yeah, I already said that I'm speaking as if I was just walking in and never know what these books are about. I know what the books are about, and they are fantastic. Yeah. Definitely worth putting your money down for them. Yeah. But I'm trying to
on the Divinity. if you go to the Divinity Fund My Comic, so you got a chance to get left. Divinity and get some of these.
Yes, you can buy any of the other books, right?
Yep. You got 2 minutes left to grab something.
Better get over there.
All right. Self-evaluation is always a good thing for folks to do. I agree. Yep. It's what makes us better. So.
Yep. It's how we get better. Yep.
All right. So look at this. Look at this.
Again.
We went from Champion and Miss Fury, right, to now Miss Fury and Demon. Right?
Yeah, she looks so much more empowered here.
Yeah. Okay, Barb, keep going. Tell me more.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I love Demon. Even if I didn't know who he was, I would be intrigued because hairy guy with prehensile tails.
Three of them.
3 prehensile tails. Oh my God. And she looks very imposing in this one, very empowered, and the splash of red on her cape makes her stand out.
It makes it
so
pop, yeah.
This cover is really good, and you have words to it too. It says, "Hang on here. Why
are you killing the champion?" Why are you killing the champion? And she's going, "I'm trying to save him." Yeah, because that's the hand you see. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got the guy's arm out there. Yeah. So yeah, it's very intriguing to me. It's spot on as far as I'm concerned. I would pick this up. It's dynamic. It's again, you got that slight tilt to the angle, which gives it kinetic energy and doesn't make it static and stale. It gives it motion, and the poses are very well done to portray motion. So you're instantly, as you're looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, this thing is rocking. There's stuff going on here. And I would pick it up, definitely.
All right. So in the interest of time, give me your thumbs up and thumbs down when you give me your comment this time.
Thumbs up.
All right. So thumbs up for Barb. What do you got, Rob?
What have I got? Yeah, I
what do
like
you
the
think
cover
about
too.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cover. It really does a really good job. I think they could have lightened that hand in the foreground a little bit so you could, because I didn't even see it at first
until you pointed it out. Yeah, I didn't either.
And I think that side lighting on the demon in the background could have been heightened just a little bit more to make him stand out. She pops with that little red in her cape and her flesh tones, and the side light on her boot there in the foreground. That pops, but it could use a little bit more. But yeah, this is a pickup. Open it up and see what's all about. And so, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right, Haley. What about you?
Yeah, I like this one a lot more than the last one. Yeah, Miss Fury's pose is definitely a lot more dynamic, engaging, and it kind of has the slanted, like tilted look of the sniper and Burke one. So you can see like the roof or whatever they're standing on is like slanted, and then and I definitely noticed the two characters first, and then I did notice the hand, and that makes me interested. Like, oh, whose hand is that? Is that the champion that they're talking about? Like, why is he blue? Is that normal?
Right.
Like, so, and he's got like chains around him. Yeah, makes you interested. Yeah, and the red pop on there. Yeah, too. That really is
bondage and prehensile tails. I'm all over it.
Thumbs up for Haley. Okay, Martin, bring us home.
Everything Rob said, so thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That's not a perfect cover, but it really grabs you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Gene Beetle and Pure Genius. All right, Martin, you go first.
I go first on this one?
Yeah, and I know you know about this one, so you got to approach it as you walked in the store, right?
Well, I've got boys, so I would definitely pick this up to take a look.
Why? Why? Tell me why you think, what about this says, hey, I'm going to pick it up for my kids?
Well, I don't know. Something about it says kid-friendly, the art style. It looks kind of fun. So there's that face on that bad guy there is pretty awesome. So yeah, well, I'd be looking for something for my kids, and this looks like something that screams, yeah, this is safe for your kids. You could probably pick it up.
And so in our list of that we've gone through so far, this is the first one we've hit that is a true sidekick relationship.
Right.
To this point, what we've seen are more like duos. I wouldn't even say partners, because in the case of Cape Town, they aren't even partners yet, right? In that issue. So then we're looking at, hey, these are two heroes versus two partners in an issue, right? Two co-stars.
Yeah.
And so and it's funny that we've been mentioning positioning, in that the comic kind of leads you to think that there is a superior subordinate relationship in the positioning of the characters. But when you get into it, you really realize that, oh, okay, well, this is more like a partnership. This is the first one where we've encountered a true, sidekick relationship. And could you get that from the cover, Martin? I'm curious. I let everybody answer.
I definitely get a sidekick relationship here. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Rob, what about you?
I agree. It's obvious that there's a kid on the right hand side. This is not a book for me. I can tell that immediately. This is not an adult comic book. It does not. The artwork really doesn't grab me like it would a young person. It's not my kind of book. So. Am I giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down from the cover? Yeah, I'm giving it a thumbs down as a purchase. Now, as a book, I can't say one way or the other. But this one doesn't grab me as something I would want to read. It's
and only because
for a younger reader. Yeah, it's for a younger reader. It's not for 70-year-old man, 70-year-old comic book. I mean, there are some stories that do a throwback to earlier years in the storytelling style that might still get me. You know, if it was written in a Silver Age fashion and drawn in a Silver Age fashion, it might be kind of fun to revisit my youth reading that. But this particular one, that artwork, that type of artwork doesn't grab me. So I would probably not buy it. I wouldn't buy it for me. If I had a young person that was maybe interested in that sort of thing, I might buy it for them. But it's a thumbs down for me personally.
Okay. What do you got, Barb? What are you thinking?
I have to turn my fan off here. Yeah, it's hot. This is the quintessential big head cover, you know, where you see it so often. And it's very obvious that the little kid in the background is a sidekick. Not only is he much smaller, but he's set back farther.
Okay.
And our hero is in a heroic pose up front. So definitely pick up sidekick vibes from this one. Would I buy it? Like Rob, the art style does not appeal to me at all. I like a more realistic look. The real cartoony look does not appeal to me, but that's just me personally.
Yes.
If I was a kid, my grandson would probably pick this up, you know.
So so far we think it's hitting the mark for a young reader. It really isn't. It's something that seems very interesting for a young reader.
Yeah, my grandson would look at this and snatch it up right away.
What about you, Haley? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I can see both ways because I do actually like a more cartoony style, and I like the colors and everything, but the giant like mean face just like creeps me out. I think like that would probably turn me. But maybe if I did pick it up and saw the inside, like I might change my mind. But I do like the colors and the look of the hero and clearly the younger sidekick. Like it's pretty obvious. What their dynamic is. But I don't know. I probably would see that face and just like move on to the next thing, but I could be missing out on something I would like though, because I do tend to like I do like some stuff that's like maybe for younger audiences. I still like it, and I like the bright colored superheroes and the more cartoony styles, and like that's what I draw in personally, is a more cartoony style. So I am drawn to that.
So again, I think we're all saying the same thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is hitting the mark for if my consideration is a younger audience. Even though I'm not attracted to it, I would really consider this for a younger audience. Like it's giving me that vibe, hitting that mark pretty well.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Boom. Let's talk about it, Barb. Let's talk about it. Now, this is our first trio, right? So when we're looking at this, look at these covers, right? What are you thinking? And you get to see all four on the shelf.
I'm going to pass this on to these guys because obviously I'm biased and I know the characters inside and out, so I can't be objective here.
All right, I'll speak, I guess. I'll go last though. All right, Rob, what do you think?
It's intriguing. Looking at these covers, you go, okay, with the first one I look at that and I go, hey, what's up with the gal in the back? What's going on there? And here's this guy with a gun and a gal in a strong pose here. That's kind of intriguing. So I would probably pick it up and read the first few pages. The second one, that explosive bright colors, and the three of them we got these two people with guns, and we got this young girl in front of them. If this is the first one I see, I'm going to go, oh, that's interesting. What's up with that? And the helicopter in the background. What's going on here? So I'd have to find out. And each of these covers kind of does that for me. So this is a thumbs up, I think. And I know I got to do the Christmas story for Barb's Divinity series, and so I know a little more about the characters than most. So that gives me a leg up.
Just FYI, the first cover there was done by Mel Ruby, so you can't get much better than that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice, and all of them were very, very powerful covers, especially the first three. The third one less so, but still intriguing. So yeah, they're
the second
all
two
very good.
Yeah, Dean Zachary. So yeah, very old season pros.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rose, that on my small screen, number one looks like Olivia looks like she is the primary character because she's in front in that strong.
In the front, yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
All right.
Like I said before, I like female characters, so strong female characters. But yeah,
Martin, what do you got?
Well, so I mean a little bit opposite of Rob. The first cover doesn't grab me as much as the latter three. So, but if I was to look at the other three covers, I would definitely pick it up to take a look. Thumbs up.
All right, Haley, what you got?
Yeah, same. Like the first cover, I'm like, kind of what's going on there? But definitely the blue girl in the background is eye catching in contrast from the orange background. Yeah, my favorite might be I don't know, maybe the third one, because that one's really like the bright blue is definitely
very powerful. Yeah,
definitely eye catching. And then there's a character with a gun on either side, like framing her. And then you realize, oh, there's another head down at the bottom. Like there's a fourth character there. So there's just more to keep looking at. And then the fourth one, for some reason, I really like all the purples in it. Like that's really standing out to me. It's kind of different from the others that are more warm, I guess. But I'm liking the purples.
I will say of all of these, the second and third really draw me in. Like the second one, especially, kind of, I get go back to the 80s, right? And I'm thinking Commando. I'm thinking of all these, action movies. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when you see that in combination with the third cover, you're like, okay, there's something going on here that I want to really, really know about. So those are my two favorite. It's a thumbs up for me, and I'm kind of biased too, but it's a thumbs up for me. This is the first one that is three people, though. So when you really look at, and would you get, and this is a really good one to ask the question, do you get subordinate, superior, sidekick, part? What do you get? What vibe do you get from this? Do you get that there's a sidekick at all in this?
No.
Okay.
No. And especially that second cover. You would think the young person would be the sidekick. She doesn't come off as a sidekick in that. In fact, she comes off as the primary character in that second cover, and the other two are her sidekicks. Helping protect and stay with her. So it kind of puts the whole thing on its head. But no, I don't see any of the three being dominant in the case of. One's the hero and the other two are the sidekicks. No, they're all kind of equal partnerships in pulling the story through. So yeah, I would agree.
Rob,
all right.
and that's very important because they are forging themselves into a family unit. So none of them are really subservient.
So that's good. The message is conveyed through the cover, and that's the first time person looking at it, you get that. All right, we're gonna bring it home with this last one. Cat and mouse. All right. So we're looking. I'm gonna start with you, Haley. You're in the store. You're looking at these. Does cat and mouse draw you? You get to see all the covers.
I know. Yeah, they're all. Yeah, really dynamic.
Don't be afraid of Roland. He's listening, but be honest.
I know, yeah. Weirdly, the first thing, and maybe this is like the typographer, graphic designer, and maybe like the first thing I noticed is like on each one, part of the characters are covering the title, and I think that's cool how it like the title isn't just floating on top of the cover, like it's a part of the art.
Like they're bursting out.
Yeah. So I do like that, and it's not covered too much. I mean, the first one, it's kind of covered a lot, which I mean, I guess it's the first one. If it's your first exposure, you're like, what does it say? But like, I already know it says cat and mouse. But but yeah, they're really interesting. And then especially the third, because you look at like the first one, you're like, okay, it's called Cat and Mouse. These two characters must be cat and mouse. They're partners working together. But then you look at the third one, and you're like, oh, is she killing him? Like, they have a falling out? Like, what happened? So yeah, and the fourth one too, kind of, are they both falling? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So thumbs up, thumbs down?
yeah, I'll say thumbs up. Yeah, they're very eye-catching.
All right, Barb, what are you thinking?
Well, I actually have the original artwork for number 1 on my studio wall here. So I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
But it is, number 1 has been one of my all-time favorite covers because it is so extremely dynamic. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it on my wall. But it definitely, there are, between the two, it's so obviously a partnership. They're both in dynamic fighting poses. Number 2, they're side by side. Number 3, she's over him, but that also shows she's not the subservient one. And number 4, they're both in danger. So no sidekick vibes at all. And my favorite cover is number 1. I'm sure you're shocked.
So you give it a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, well I love this. Of course, I inked all 4 of these. So.
I know.
But
first one's Dean Zachary, right?
Oh,
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So is the second one.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Martin.
Oh, go ahead, man.
So well, for me this would be an instant grab. So
Why?
thumbs up for me.
Why?
So you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to appeal to mystery on this one. There's a mystique about this book that kind of is. I don't know. There's just something. There's a je ne sais quoi in each of these covers, and it's just it hits all the right nerves for me and I can't explain why, but there's something intriguing about this whole thing, cat and mouse, the dynamics of the covers, the characters, and whatever's going on. Just I don't know. I'm gonna have to appeal to the je ne sais quoi. There's just something about it that says, okay, grab this, and it to me it has something that is maybe missing in the modern hero book covers, and it just has something there that hasn't been seen in a long time. So
for me,
that's about all I can say on that. But they do grab you. So
for me, I would say, growing up watching a whole bunch of kung fu movies, martial art movies, this one really plays to me because the weapons. I'm going to say they're unique because you don't often see people with a comma and a chain, right? That says, okay, they're dangerous. These are dangerous folks. The muscles kind of explain that too. Especially in number 1. So you look at that first cover and you see her in air, extending it, and the chain flying in the air, and then he's there in that strong pose. You really get a sense of this might be something special. What do you think, Rob? I know I didn't mean to cut you off. But.
No, you didn't step on me because part of the problem with this one is that I see cat and mouse and I go, okay, boom, because I'm familiar with the characters already. I actually got some of the early cat and mouse books when I worked for Malibu back in the day. I got those in the freebie box, and I always dug for those when they came in because it's kind of this book, this concept is kind of the epitome of independent comics from the 90s. It really has. It just feels. It brings me back to those characters, those kinds of characters that were created back. You've got it with Nexus and several others like Grimjack. It's all of that same oeuvre that I'm going, okay, I love this stuff, so I'm going to grab it. But then I'm also going to get into depth here on this cover especially that first one. It tells you where they are.
Mm.
Look at the background of that.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's New Orleans.
Yeah.
If you look off to the right, they're in the French Quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You see that building off to the right there. That's the French Quarter they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So you know where they are. You get a concept of what the characters are about, and they're not superhero sidekick. They're partners. You see that right off. They're both. They're coming at you, and you better get out of their way. And the weaponry she's got. So yeah, that one screams "pick me up and take me home."
Yeah.
So yeah, but I would pick it up anyway, just because it says cat and mouse on it, and I know the characters.
Not too often you see a female swinging the chains. Usually
Right.
it's a guy.
Right. No, that's true. Right. that gives it that
good guy.
added, like, man, she's probably really, really dangerous. I want to see what she can do. All right. Well, I know we're at time. This was a great show. I hope you guys had fun, going through some of Silverline's titles. And I know, again, out of all of these, we probably only saw one sidekick pair, but we see how powerful it is to have that duo combination, right? That trio combination. And then we can see it from the perspective of, hey, I just walked in, a comic book store. Hopefully, if you're a listener and you're a creative, you really pick something up in terms of, hey, maybe I should consider these things when I'm designing a cover. Maybe I should think about how I want it as a writer. Maybe I should think about how I want these folks framed up. Am I trying to convey that there is a subordinate relationship? Am I trying to convey that these are two strong partners? Am I trying to convey that these are just people who are working together, right? What message are you really trying to send? So, Roland said, great show, big fun. Thank you very much. I hope that you as panelists enjoyed it. I like to do these Silverline focused character shows just so we can all grow together, right? And our audience can grow with the titles that we have. So, any closing comments, guys? Oh, go ahead, Barb.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody who helped out on the Kickstarter. It's wrapped up now, and we have made gold, so I'm very happy. So thank you for all those listeners out there who have jumped in, or even if you just shared a post. That's very important. You wouldn't believe how important that is. So thank you.
All right,
and go to previews and order copies of Twilight Grim.
Get it.
It's in previews. This cover, look for it under Silverline. Order multiple copies. Tell your retailer to buy a bunch.
Yeah, go in your local comic shop and please tell them to get all things Silverline, right?
Yeah.
It helps so much, right? All right, in closing, there is something that we always love to say, right? Make mine. Silverline. All right, thanks everyone. Have a good night.
Hey,
Night.
I'm G-Rod. Make mine Silverline. You heard me.